For thousands of years, two questions have burned themselves indelibly in the minds of men. First, is there a God? And second, who is Jesus Christ? Many look at our well-ordered universe and see the hand of God. Others choose to believe that it came about as the result of some cosmic mishap. Those who refuse to recognize the divine creator turn to other gods. Wealth, money, and fame soon replace the humble spirit of the man that looks into the night sky and wisely recognizes the glorious signature of the Creator. While the haughty of spirit squander the pages of their lives in pursuit of earthly pleasure, those who recognize there is a Creator turn in search of Him. To these the question burns most brightly: who is Jesus Christ?
Men say that I am.
Some say you're the prophet Elijah.
Some say you're the prophet Jeremiah.
Some say you're one of the other prophets.
Nearly 2,000 years have passed, and the question is still as vital. Who do people think Jesus Christ really is? Truly God as proclaimed in the Bible? Or is he merely one of a long string of enlightened teachers as claimed by the New Age?
Buddha, Muhammad, and Christ were souls that decided to come down to this plane and incarnate so that they could teach us about different spiritual matters. They were not special people per se. They did not want to be revered. They did not want to be idolized. They just wanted to teach us how to be more in touch with our true selves.
They're all prophets, and they're sent here to teach, to show the people the way, and it's up to us to make the choices, you know, and that's up to the people to make that choice.
I think we've taken him to be something more than he is, and I think that if he were alive today, he'd probably be very upset and distressed at what it seems like he has created. He has not created it. We have created this from him.
I do believe that Jesus Christ, Muhammad, and Buddha were prophets, because once you attain that level of enlightenment, you can definitely go back and forth through time.
Buddha and Muhammad died and they didn't rise. Christ died and he did. That's the one difference that sets Christ apart from anybody else, is that he rose from the dead.
While a few know who Jesus Christ really is, many believe he was merely a teacher like Buddha or Muhammad. Others believe that he was a man who, for 3 years, was overshadowed with what they call the Christ consciousness. While Christians know him as God, creator of heaven and earth, New Agers teach that he is simply one of many ways to God. True to the prophecies of the Scriptures, today many false teachers are arising, teaching another Jesus and another gospel. A Jesus invented and packaged by Satan. A Jesus that Satan promotes through the New Age movement. Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. None come to the Father except by me." But what do New Age teachers say?
Jesus was a man who lived on the earth who may have had an experience of being enlightened by the Christ. But Christ is part of every person. Jesus was a one-time and place person.
We believe in Jesus as a teacher. We believe in the Buddha as a teacher, and all these other great men and women of the past who have brought in more information. As humanity has grown, they've come to our world and have taught more.
The Christ is not a person in the physical sense of the word here. It is a consciousness. Now, if it takes a physical body, a physical incarnated person, to be the vehicle of the Christ, that I have no problem with. But again, it's the consciousness of the Christ that we have need of.
The concept, and if you look at the word the Christ as an enlightened one, okay, and only for that, not as a last name of a person, but as a title. Yes, there are many that have come. The Buddha was our Christ. The Moses was our Christ, and there will be more.
Great men have become masters. Some of them have become super masters, like the Christ, like Buddha, like Krishna, and so on. But these are examples of what one day we can become.
And the religion of Jesus was broken down into two things. The realization that if I'm a son of God, that all men are my brothers. Because if I'm a son, then you're a son.
We are all sons of God. There is no one and only son of God. You're a son of God, I'm a son of God, everybody who's watching this is a son of God. And one day, through the agency of the Christ and the Masters, all of us will realize that sonship of God and become, like the Masters, perfect sons of God.
In the goddess culture, in the feminine energy, there is no hierarchy. There is no leader. That every person is the awakened Christ.
He is what you call a physical messenger of God and the Goddess. But he wasn't the only son of God and the Goddess. There were many sons and daughters. They are now called the high angelic masters. Sananda, also known as Jesus, does not exist on a planet, but basically exists within a consciousness directly associated, the closest consciousness, with God and the Goddess. He is no better than Buddha, Krishna, and Sananda. They are also part of the closest consciousness associated with God and the Goddess.
Really, the only difference between the Christ or a Buddha or a Krishna or a Rama is that they have realized, I don't mean just intellectually, but inwardly realized and demonstrated the divinity which is potential in every single one of us.
There it is, the ancient lie, the deception that has nipped at the heel of mankind ever since the Garden of Eden. The prideful idea that through our own efforts we can wake up and climb the spiritual ladder to our own divinity.
I'm a metaphysician, just like Jesus was. I know how to turn water into wine, just like Jesus does. The man knew so many tricks with water, it was amazing. He could walk on it, he could turn it into wine, he got baptized with it. When he got baptized, man, you saw doves, God showed up. Water was a very heavy-duty thing for him. It was his greatest trick.
According to the New Age, Jesus was just a human being who was a guru, who was an advanced magician, who realized his own divinity and who could do supernormal things that perhaps most other people haven't learned how to do yet.
Benjamin Creme is perhaps the most widely known of the modern New Age prophets. He has been dubbed the John the Baptist of the New Age movement. His job is to prepare the way for Lord Maitreya, the re-emerged New Age Christ who is said